always.
This is the 6 Sports Desk.
Well, today was the final day of the high school boys basketball season here in the state of Michigan, and the Williamston Hornets had an opportunity to make history, a chance to win their first state championship since 1940. That's a lot of years, and these Hornets didn't want to wait any longer for a shot to win it all. The Hornets were taking on the reigning state champs in Grand Rapids Catholic Central. Tom Lewis and company were ready from the jump. Max Burton is 6'10", and he could shoot that thing. The big fella fired up after making a big three. Burton finished with 23 points. Then just before halftime, Spencer Feig left open in the corner, and he beats the buzzer to give the Hornets an 8-point lead going into the break. That lead kept growing in the third quarter. Jay Wallace to Burton, down low, counted, and the foul. Williamston led by 16 at one point. The Catholic Central fought all the way back with under a minute to play. Caden Brown connects on a three to tie things up at 59. This game needed some overtime. In the final extra minutes, or the 4 extra minutes, the star of the show, Mason Docks, came up clutch. The corner three was part of a team high 27 points. One last three from Brown to send it to double overtime. It doesn't go down as the Hornets complete the perfect season and win it in overtime, 68-65. Our Ian Kress was there to see it all and has more from this historic night.
Before Williamston left for the Breslin Center today, head coach Tom Lewis gathered his team at the high school court and showed them a picture of the 1940 state championship team at center court and told them, you do not want these ghosts haunting this program any longer. Go out there and make history. And that is exactly what the Hornets did as they climbed the mountaintop in overtime to become state champions.
I got that thing out, made them stare at it, and they kind of chuckled at first, and then I said, 82 years later, we're still dealing with these ghosts. I said, let's be ghosts for somebody else and win this thing.
When you put that on center court, everyone was saying, we want to be, we want to be remembered. We want to be the Nets team that, that makes an impact for Williamston and just is hanging in that locker room or in the gym or whatever. Just looking at that, just, it was a little motivation before the game.
I've dreamed of this moment since I was a little kid. I'm just in shock. Like, it doesn't even feel real. It feels so good though, because all the blood, sweat, and tears.
Still doesn't even feel real. That's what coach is saying. It's just an unreal feeling that, even our season's done, our senior season's done. It just doesn't feel real yet. I don't know if I'll know it's real until we ride that bus ride home and that trophy, and I kind of walk in and see my family.
After every single game the Hornets played this season and every title it raised, they were never satisfied, no matter if they won the conference title for the 10th year in a row or won districts or regionals. This was the end goal, and now the Hornets can head back to Williamston feeling satisfied knowing that they are state champs. At the Breslin Center, Ian Kress, 6 Sports.
Well, thank you, Ian. Another Williamston basketball player who had a huge game tonight was Allison Poplowski. Now a forward for South Dakota. She had a Saturday night date to go dancing with the Michigan Wolverines in the Sweet 16 of the NCAA Women's Basketball Tournament. Her first college game against a team from Michigan, and she and her Coyotes were ready for the challenge. Jumping into the second half, third quarter, tied up at 26. Coyotes finding their 6'2" senior Hannah Shervin, who spots up from mid-range and knocks down 2 of her team-high 17 points. In the fourth quarter, Michigan going to Naz Hillman, arguably the best women's basketball player in program history, had a double-double, 17 points and 10 rebounds. Then with 7 seconds left, Michigan up 3. The Coyotes trying to find an open shooter. Kyle Watson heaves up a prayer, but it doesn't get answered as the Wolverines win it 52-49, advancing to the Elite 8 for the first time in program history. As for college men's basketball, some big news broke this afternoon as Michigan State's Gabe Brown has decided it's time for him to take his talents to the NBA. Brown is foregoing his final year of eligibility and declaring for the 2022 NBA draft. The third-team All-Big Ten forward will sign with some agents who are part of Parlay Sports. He finishes his career at MSU, averaging 7 points and 3 rebounds through his 4 years in East Lansing. We'll be right back with a final look at your forecast, so stay with us.
This is 6 News Now, sponsored by the University of Michigan.
As the crisis in Ukraine continues, back here in mid-Michigan, businesses have stepped up to help those fleeing the war. 6 News reporter Josh Sanchez is here for you with how one Okemos catering team is helping raise money one dish at a time.
Sarah John Police with Gators Grill says he doesn't have a personal connection to Ukraine, but Police says as he sees images of families caught in the middle of the war zone, he knew he could not sit by and do nothing. So with a hot grill, he began cooking Ukrainian-inspired dishes. All the proceeds he raises will go towards World Central Kitchen, a nonprofit that provides meals for refugees. The snow and wind did not stop him today from serving up some tasty dishes that highlighted flavors of the country. He says he felt the need to take his talents in the kitchen and use those to help others.
It's not about a personal thing. To me, it's about a social obligation. We're here pretty blessed right now, and I think, you know, I could write a check to World Central Kitchen and help them out, or I could take that same money, multiply it out by making a meal, and let their money go there and hopefully feed more people.
Police says he's also raising money online through Gator Grill's Facebook page. Today's in-person fundraiser wasn't the last. He has another one set for April 9th outside of Kelly's in Okemos. He says he's hoping for warmer weather then. Sarah, back to you.
Sleek modern design, an easy to navigate home screen with quick access to local news content, and a localized weather forecast. Subscribing to notifications is easier, and with one tap, you have access to recent push notifications. There are more ways to watch and find video, and a red light alert badge notifies you when we're streaming. Download or update our new local news app today. 6 News.
Last Wednesday marked the 6th homicide in Lansing this year. 20-year-old Tamaz Shesia was shot and killed on the south side of the city. 2 teenage boys are being charged with his murder, and Shesia's family is asking for support from the community. Now, this is the GoFundMe page for Shesia's adoptive mother, Jody Shesia. It was set up by her best friend, Cheryl Elisane, to help cover the funeral. Now, Elisane says Jody adopted Tamaz when he was just 2.5 years old, and that she's heartbroken that he's gone. This past Wednesday, Lansing police responded to a shooting and found Shesia lying near the sidewalk with a gunshot wound. He died at the hospital. Cheryl says Shesia's family is overwhelmed by the support they've gotten through this difficult time.
We definitely know that in the times it's not always.
Temperatures tonight in mid-Michigan all the way down to 20 degrees, but of course with these fairly gusty conditions going to feel a lot colder than that. At times feels like temperatures will be down in the single digits. We're not much warmer than where we were today as we start off the day tomorrow. High temperatures only up to 30 degrees, but we have a nice warm air mass moving in the middle portion of the week. High temperatures in the mid to lower 50s, but we do have a couple of chances, not only rain, but also some wintry mix on Wednesday, and then maybe an isolated snow shower for the morning hours on Friday.
Okay, well, thanks for watching 6 News at 11.
We'll see you back here for 6 News this morning.
Nice. Smooth like butter.
This is 6 News Now, sponsored by the University of Michigan.